Okay. Good morning, at least my time. I think it's still morning here in Abu Dhabi. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. We will be taking off from here in a free flight and doing a bit of a lap around the track and having a look around at the upcoming race. So we're at Abu Dhabi International Airport. The track should be to the north of us, or more northeast. And also, this is the official first flight and recording on my brand new Oculus 3 headset. So we'll see how this goes. I have set up the recording. Let's see if we can get rid of that toolbar. Thank you. And we need to get rid of the covers. There is zero wind, low cloud. Visibility is less than 5 nautical miles, as we can tell. In fact, if we come out here and if I can get the appropriate key, you can see something off there in the distance. Don't even know which way we're facing at the moment. We're at the southern end of the airport, so we're going to have to overfly or fly alongside the airport. A couple of aircraft out and about. If this is reality, I'm pretty sure there'd be a lot of luxury aircraft sitting here. Now, I haven't fine-tuned the settings as of yet for this headset, so I don't know how smooth it's going to be. It seems pretty smooth. Rightio. We're not going to be following the checklist. We'll just be starting up, getting her going. And to start with, external power. And let's turn the battery on. So we'll take care of the basics. And I think we will turn on our overhead master panel is on, and let's get our avionics started booting. Yes, thank you. Boom. And position light. So we can be seen where we are. Let's see if we can have a look at that from the outside. Can we even see our position light under this bright light? No, not really. But we got lots of room around us for a nice, smooth takeoff. Particularly want to overfly the wonderful and unique Ferrari building. Nope. Okay, let's get our auxiliary power turbine going. Fuel, start. Let's turn on the master. What's going on? There we go. I don't know if the audio volume is enough. Sorry if not. Okay. Of course, we will need our generator, a rectifier, and we will need our ignition switches going. Inverter will be on. And let's get crossfeed on. Turn on our fuel pumps. I'm not going to be using navigation. Right. I think we're pretty much there. Park brake set. Collective down. And let's put this into the ground idle position, which is always difficult in the sim. And gentlemen, start your engines.
Here. Engine 1, failure.
Yes, you do that until you get up to speed. Thank you. So let's just mute you and turn off. Clear the master caution. Waiting until you stabilize. there. And right. Engine number 2 to idle position and start. Geez, everything's so much clearer on this headset. I have not ramped up the graphics as of yet. Kitotit. Never a bad thing. Panel's now clear. Turn on the rest of our lights. Collision lights all on. How we going, Mr. Co-Pilot? Work all the way up. RPM at speed. In the red, actually. Torque.
Tower, non-express 501.
This came on automatically.
79 miles southwest. Inbound visual runway 12 left approach.
Yep.
NOS Express 501, Tower, QNH 1019er.
Yeah, disable that if it gets a bit annoying.
12 left approach.
Okay, landing light. Rather takeoff light turned
Cleared.
on.
Visual runway 12 left approach. NOS Express 501.
A little bit of right rotor pedal, slightly forward on the stick, and let's gradually apply some power. You should probably note we are facing west, so we're going to need to head out that general direction. But how about we go up and have a look at the general lay of the airport. Almost there, starting to show a little bit of lift. Let's see if we can make this a smooth takeoff. Rotor assist is turned, tail rotor assist is turned off, so tail rotor is a bit twitchy. Well, actually, the one thing I haven't done yet. Limit. Park brake. And we're up. Oh, it's nice taking off in zero wind. You know what? I don't think I have my tail rudder pedals plugged in, so we will just pause the simulation for a moment. I apologize for this. Ooh, there we are, hovering nicely. Where are we? Okay, unfortunately I temporarily have a shortage of USB ports because I have an external drive plugged in, so we're running on battery on the headset, and I'm not particularly sure how it goes, but right. Yeah, there they are, they're working. Okay, well, Well, as I said, I think we want to be taking off to the north. Bring the nose down a bit. And there's the primary runway over there. Right in front of us, actually. If we do manage to locate the racetrack, I fully intend to do a run of the racetrack at low level, so we'll be throwing this thing out. In other words, having some fun, really. Fun flight. With the upcoming Grand Prix, it seems more than a fair idea to have a look around. If we can see anything in this horrible weather, we'll leave the city. Have a quick glance at the map for where the track is in relation to us. Thought it was just a slightly to the north, slightly to the east. I don't know, 20 degrees. Let's find out. Leave the city. Island. Departure. Trim. That nose down. Civil Defense Island. Plenty of foliage, we see. At only 300 feet, actually, just under. Feels like we're higher. Now, is that the grid down there? I think it might be. Let's get rid of the information. That's the starting grid. So we'll come back to that. Let's have a look at this rather unique building over here. Ferrari building over here. But as I said, we're going to be throwing it around a little. Helipad as far as the eye can see. Nose down a bit. Not too much. Too much. So I'm assuming this is going to be like Melbourne. I'm not taking racing myself. I'm into Formula 1. So you can pardon my ignorance here. assuming this is a city road, which is adapted to the Grand Prix. This is either the last turn or the first turn, depending which way they go. Probably the last turn, I'm assuming. Oh, no. That's right there. Okay, let's see if we can slow her down rapidly. No, too much of a dry dock ship. Sim seems to put ships wherever it feels. Like ships through ships. Starting grid. I feel like watching a real race now, so I can have a look. See how this matches reality. It'll just look rather simplistic. Rotor we've got here, so swing it around too much. Following the track, I'm assuming this is going to be the first turn. A couple of rapid turns. Unintended. There we go. That's rather disorientating offline. So what is that? Port tower? Port control tower. Hard turn coming up here. Going back over here. This little side deviation here. Main track. There we go. low flying traffic. Very low flying traffic. Okay, let's have a look at this from above. That building's not rendered. That looks like that would be rather cool. Perhaps it's just too unusual shape for the software to figure out. It's got those figured out. Oh no, that does appear to be a runway.
Skycrane 3-2, 75 miles.
Of course, there's a runway for the track.
Inbound visual runway 12 left approach.
Skycrane 832, tower, QNH 1019er, clear visual runway 12 left approach.
A rather tall sailing ship over there. Oh,
Clear visual runway 12 left approach. Skycrane 832.
wow, visibility is horrible. Everything's running relatively smoothly, actually. In terms of the sim, it's particularly glitchy. Go down. 90 knots. Mining operation. Oil rig. Great flight. I think there's half a chance we can get onto that thing. Swing our tail. Not swinging towards those towers. Got a really slower speed. No. Vale. I'm not happy with this. Maybe we can do another round. Jeez, a lot of detail on this. Totally not moving too much. This monolith must just keep going. Okay, I am going to actually try to do it, I think. I'm going to come from a higher altitude and stabilize our approach. Pull that nose back with trim. Just a bit too much. Getting a very hard time keeping it steady here. Gust. What's there? Well, that'll take some practice to get right. Some nice lights there. Too far forward. I will try that one again. Keep our brakes on. Right. Pull back because we can't afford to go left at all. I haven't worked out in these things is how they totally reset the trim. So I'm not sure how my trim settings are as I approach. Glitch. No. Where it is. My nose is too high. Glitch. All over the place here, really, aren't we? Way too overplayed. Not good. It's not good. I want to try that again. Clear. Crane side. Well, both sides of the cranes. Okay, take it easy. Airspeed at 20 knots. Coming in a bit fast. Entry there. This behemoth swings like a pendulum. Again, total props to those who rock up and refuel in swimming pools. Like, what's wrong about these? The rotor being a bit tissue. God, this thing has suspension. Huge suspension. Still not center. But better. Whipping my head around and VR is not having a problem in the world. Hey, mate. Rightio. Let's see where we are. So we need to go southeast if we want to wind up back to the airport. How about we do another lap of the airport? Actually, we could do the coastline run for a little while. Let's just zoom this out. How's our fuel situation? Loads of fuel. We'll go out to the islands, which are nice. Altimeter 110, 105, 85, 80, 95, 15. Look, that's Shirley. Nose down a bit. Car park, clearly. Set photos. Hey, camels! That makes that the first animals I've actually seen in Flight Sim. Fun fact, Australia, they import a lot of camels from Australia. So you can herd. That's some sheep herding or something. Let's see how close we can get to these fellas. I don't have the quality set up amazingly high for wildlife. Mainly because my entire time flying in 2020, I didn't see any actual real animals. A couple of birds when I was flying the Constellation, Super Constellation. Chase you from behind. Barely. There we go. Could have been better view. Round them up. Run you into traffic. bugger. Or the ramp, I should say. And he's out here. Slightly low to the ground. Okay, let's resume. Abu Dhabi is clearly not rendered in detail. Swimming pool in the front of a hotel I'm going to get into soon. Apache, is that helicopter? Or a name of the ship or something? That'll be interesting to replay. See if the wildlife is there. I think we'll contemplate heading back. Track. I think it's been a fun short flight. Runway left of us. I've actually flown in here middle of the night, so I couldn't see anything. Give me a light, sorry. It's the runways. Just as a change. Spot to land. say the helicopters are quite fun. I really do enjoy them. Perhaps that big hitch placed it. Around this way so we don't cross the runway. For the approach. So, bring the nose up on trim. Slow down soon. Some altitude here. I'll just start thinking about it anyway. Definitely some speed. So go back to the collective. Something tells me this will be a much better landing than on the, let's call it oil or drilling platform. 80 feet off the ground. 70. Remembering that we can actually taxi in this thing. 30. Level out a bit. And there we go. Okay. So, for the switch off procedure, start with bring the blades down to idle. And just shut the fuel off. Thrust feed off, fuel pumps off. Turn off our nav lights. Ignition switches off. Oh, we should turn off external power earlier. Dragging a long power cable all that way, were we? Generator can come off. Heat off. And now I don't know that I can bring these to shut off. No, not really. So how about we just do the fuel switch off? AV master off. There. Battery. Now it's just momentum. We should probably do the park brake. Let's see. Let's step outside for a moment. aircraft parked. A variety of liveries, though. Come on. Come on, park right now. There you go. See if we can slow down this rotor. Is that in theory the sun? Wow. Slowing. Position light's already off because we turned off our battery. The buses, Abu Dhabi and its buses. Abu Dhabi. Okay. Well, thank you for being along with me on this flight. If you've decided to have a bit of to watch it through, I've got to say I really like the Skycrane. It's a bit of a heavy lug, so for fine adjustments, it can be, like I said, it tends to swing quite heavily, hard to pull up and stop its motion. Once you do, it's all good. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Thanks again for the flight, and have a good day, or evening, or morning, depending where you are in the world.